I got it. All right, good morning, everybody. It's Bill Hurrelbrink here at KCTV5 as we get ready to go over some of Bill's weekend picks here. It is an absolutely insanely busy weekend in Kansas City with tons of stuff going on already right now, and we have so much happening over the weekend. I narrowed it down to just 5 suggestions for you today since we're Channel 5 here at KCTV5, but this is by no means an exhaustive list of what's happening here in Kansas City this weekend. So much going on, and at the very end of the broadcast today, I'm going to show you just a few of the sites that I used to go through to try to aggregate some of the fun events around Kansas City here. So we're going to go through all that here in just a little bit, but let's go ahead and get started with one of my favorite events of the year. It is Planet Comic-Con. That comes to Bartle Hall this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can check out Planet Comic-Con at Bartle Hall. Now, this is the 25th year of Planet Comic-Con, and there will be tons to see and do at the show. And as a matter of fact, I got the chance to talk with Comic-Con CEO Christopher Jackson, and we chatted not only about the 25th edition of the con, but also how it's grown over the last quarter century.
Well, I started the show as a fan of comic books since the 1960s. And the genesis of the show started in 1998. The show itself started in 1999. I was very excited to get a show off the ground, but I never dreamed it would last 25 years. I'm very excited about that and about the growth of the show. The show began at the Overland Park International Trade Center out in the suburbs. I don't think the convention center even existed at the time I first started the show. That was a couple of years later. It was a facility of initially I used about 20,000 square feet. That expanded over the years up until 2012 when I used 50,000 square feet. So I was in the suburbs from 1999 until 2012. We simply outgrew the facility. In 2013, I moved downtown and the show took off like a rocket. Now, I attribute that in part to the fact that I was very fortunate to have a successful but modestly sized regional show at a time when nationally shows of this type started becoming extremely popular. That I trace back essentially to the start of the Marvel Universe movies, the MCU, in 2008 with the first Iron Man film. And with the start of that in 2008, there was a growth. The chart just kept rising. The graph just kept rising. And interest in pop culture and all things of this nature just grew exponentially. And I was very fortunate to be able to ride that wave as my modest size show has turned into what it is today, which is one of the largest pop culture and comic book events of its type in the country. Not the largest, but certainly one of the largest.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, here this 25th year, you have so many celebrities coming to make appearances, including the Emperor from Star Wars is going to be there, right? Can you talk a little bit who all people can come out and meet this year at Planet Comic-Con?
Oh, absolutely. We're very excited to have Ian McDiarmid come out. Mr. McDiarmid does not make many personal appearances. In fact, Planet will be one of only 2 in 2024. It's very exciting to have like the original villain of the films coming out, the Emperor from Star Wars. He's a very interesting man, and I know the fans will enjoy meeting him. We've also got people such as John Rhys Davies from the Indiana Jones franchise. And we've got much of the cast of Scream, incredibly popular. Our main MCU guest this year is Paul Bettany, who's Vision in WandaVision and the various MCU universe films. We have Charlie Hunnam and Ron Perlman from Sons of Anarchy. We have Adam Savage coming in, always a fan favorite. And one that should never forget, Henry Winkler, universally known, universally beloved. It is his second trip to Planet. I'm very grateful that he thought enough of the show that he wanted to return this year. Corbin Bleu, who is one of the leads in the High School Musical franchise, and it's his first convention appearance ever. We're announcing him kind of at the last minute, in a sense, 5 days before the show, but I think Corbin is going to do amazing, And we want to show him a wonderful time because since it's his first show, we want him to enjoy his experience and go on the circuit so fans around the country can meet him. We have events each evening. Ian McDermott has his panel on Friday evening around 6 o'clock. We have other entertainment in the evening. We have a party on Friday evening. On Saturday, we have the Paul Bettany panel around 7 o'clock. We have our costume contest, which is one of the most popular aspects of the show. Cosplay is huge at Planet. There will literally be hundreds of people out in various costumes of their favorite genre. So that's one thing I'm very excited for Planet. One of the core goals of Planet Comic-Con Kansas City is to provide a venue where fans may come out and enjoy their particular niche of fandom without judgment. And that is a core principle of Planet Comic-Con Kansas City.
You heard it right there. The core component of Planet Comic-Con is inclusiveness and being nice and accepting everybody no matter what your fandom is, what you want to be a part of. So very cool stuff there from, again, Christopher Jackson, CEO of Planet Comic-Con. And, of course, that gets underway tomorrow over at not Power and Light, over at Bartle Hall, and just so many different people are there. And one of the things that Christopher wanted to make sure he got through, he started this because of his love for comics, and it's really important for him to see a lot of those comic book creators that will be in attendance. So like Kevin Eastman, you may not know his name, but I guarantee you know what he created. He created the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's going to be there. Chris Claremont, who did a long stint through the 70s and 80s with Marvel and really helped shape the X-Men that we know today. Amanda Connor, who's done work with Harley Quinn and Justice League of America. Also, comedian and creator Brian Posehn will be there. We've actually had a chance to interview him a couple years ago. He's done a lot of work with Deadpool and also featuring local talent here as well. Anthony A.O. Oropeza will be there. He's done a lot of work with sports paintings that feature like Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, the Royals, Sporting KC, and much more. But it is, of course, going to be a busy weekend in downtown Kansas City, Missouri. So I'm going to give you my pro tip. If you go to Planet Comic-Con this weekend, you want to stay away from like Sprint Center and stuff or T-Mobile Center because of another event that I'm going to talk about shortly that's going on over there. But if you look here, pull up Google Maps. This is Bartle Hall right here. So my advice to you, and I've done this a couple of times before, I can't guarantee that's going to work, but it worked for us, is we park over in the west side neighborhood over here, maybe off Summit, Jefferson, or Madison Avenue. You can take this Summit Street over 670. You get great views of the skyline, so you can take some pictures there. Take the 14th Street Bridge over next to the church, and then you just come on down and you go into Bartle Hall right there, and that's where they do all the ticket taking, and you get your wristband, and then you just go up the escalators, and you go right into the auditorium to start your Planet Comic-Con experience. So again, that worked for us. There's plenty of other parking. If you go south into the crossroads, you can always take the streetcar up to the 12th Street exit, and then you walk further off to the west. So, but there is going to be a lot happening downtown this week, and here is another one of those things happening downtown. It is the women's basketball tournament. It's Big 12 women's basketball going on, and this is the first year that the women are going to be playing at T-Mobile Center. They played at Old Municipal Auditorium for the previous times, but again, moving down the street to play at T-Mobile Center. Their games start to tip off here today as well, but what is already in place is road closures. I want to talk a little bit about that. Here listed from Visit KC are some of those street closures that, again, some of these are already in place along Grand, Truman Road, Oak Street, 14th, Walnut, and then if you live in some of the 2-light, 3-light, 1-light buildings over there, you may have some special restrictions to be able to get in and out of your building. But these, again, are listed at visitkc.org, and you can go look around some of those street closures again as the women's tournament gets ready to move in. But of course, with the tournament comes a lot of extra stuff that's happening as well. I want to pull up a couple of pictures here, if you give me just a second, because we all got to know about the food and drink. Big 12 is hosting a Big 12 Eats again this year, so they're featuring school-specific menu items that you can try. This is the UCF Citronaut drink. It is an orange soda and vanilla ice cream. It kind of reminds me of Orange Julius in the mall back in the day. You may remember old Orange Julius? Maybe I'm too old. But they have school-specific ones. This one, again, is for UCF, one of the newcomers to the Big 12 here this year. This is the Big 12 dog. So it's a foot-long all-beef hot dog, ketchup, mustard, red cabbage slaw, black sesame seeds, diced white onion, spicy cheese sauce, and sautéed orange peppers. That doesn't look too bad, right? We also have some school-specific ones, too, for all my Jayhawk friends. Here is your Big J's loaded mac and cheese that comes with pasta, a creamy cheese sauce, house-smoked pulled pork, yes, please, barbecue sauce, crispy fried onions with a dash of crimson red pepper flakes. And for all my Wildcats coming out there, we've got you covered as well. They got the Power Cat PB&J. That is a fried peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I mean, is there really much more to say about that? A fried PB&J, I'm all aboard. It looked like some powdered sugar on there as well. You can't go wrong with that. So, again, Big 12 women's basketball tipping off today. That tournament actually runs through Tuesday, so those road closures will be in place all the way through then. And, of course, the men's tournament gets started next week as well, so those road closures will stay in place. There's also some other fun sporting events that are happening this weekend as well. Let's cross state lines now. We're going to go from downtown Kansas City, Missouri to downtown Kansas City, Kansas, because over at Memorial Hall, there is going to be the Kansas City Roller Warriors in action. They actually have a doubleheader this weekend, again, at Memorial Hall in KCK. This is some video from when our Jillian Carroll and Shane Kanicki went out and practiced with them at one of their practice facilities. But again, the Kansas City Roller Warriors kick off their 2024 home season at Memorial Hall. It's a doubleheader with Game 1 featuring the Kansas City Roller Warriors All-Stars versus the North Texas All-Stars. Then Game 2 is the 18th and Vines versus the Midtown Misfits. It's a family-friendly event, and all ages can come out to this thing. It's a lot of fun. And, whoops, there it goes. There's their website. It's kcrollerwarriors.org for more information and to get tickets. So, again, all ages invited out to this. Kids 5 and under are free. There is a cash bar, and Blended Vibes is going to provide the food at the event. And then once everything is over and done with, there actually is an after party. It's right down the street at the 403 Club, where you can go down and get yourself a drink. And if you haven't been to the 403 Club, they have amazing pinball machines down there, too, you're going to want to go check out. But, again, that's downtown KCK, 403 Club, kind of down the way towards the Strawberry Hill area. And one other thing I wanted to mention about this, they are hosting a 50-50 raffle that goes to benefit Sunrise Movement KC. They are a cross-class multiracial movement of young people fighting for a livable future. Also happening on Saturday, if you like beer, we've got you covered down in the West Bottoms. They're having their West Bottoms Beer Fest happening this weekend. You can see all the breweries that are listed there, including Crane Brewing, Prairie Artisan Ales. We've got Founders Brewing Company, Kansas City Beer Company. The one that I want to try, but I haven't had a chance to yet, is Vine Street Brewing Company. That's located down the 18th and Vine District. We've got Stockyards Brewing Company, and just a ton of local breweries that'll be there, plus a lot of other folks. But that's taking place at the Hy-Vee Arena. If you don't know what that is, you might be old like me. That's Kemper Arena is what we used to call it when we were growing up. But that's happening down there on Saturday, March the 9th. They do have tickets and VIP tickets available for that. You just go to that website listed there on your screen, high-varena.com. Navigate your way, and you can find out where you're going for that. And last but not least, our final thing that we want to mention is down the road at Union Station, they have a cool planetarium there. If you haven't seen that yet, they're getting ready to restart their laser movie magic series. That starts tomorrow down there. You can go down and see a lot of songs and movie music that's set to the laser light display there. They're going to feature the laser show that pulls music and visuals from The Lion King, Star Wars, Encanto, The Little Mermaid, Moana, and much more. If you want to go to their website, it's over at unionstation.org. You navigate over to the planetarium, and you can find your tickets for that event there. But again, that's Laser Movie Magic happening at Union Station. They do have the Taylor Swift show also in the planetarium that's ongoing if you want the music of Taylor Swift. I think that's already sold out for this weekend, so you might have to wait till next week, till maybe the kids are off of spring break, or maybe they're on spring break next week. I know ours are as well. So a lot of stuff happening here this week, and a lot of that stuff goes into next week, and a lot more getting poured on here as we get deep into next week and next weekend. So just always so many things happening here in Kansas City to check out. Such a busy week, and that's just only a few of them. I know you guys have got many more. And if you want to send me your events that are happening, I would love to see those. Just find me on kctv5.com. I've got the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, the email. I mean, heck, somebody once wrote me a letter here. You can write an old-fashioned snail mail letter to 4500 Shawnee Mission Parkway in Fairway, Kansas. We'll answer that as well. But of course, I also wanted to let you know I'm always looking through different calendars here along online and everything too. People are like, "Well, where do you get all these events from?" Here's 4 of them that I look at religiously that do a great job of kind of pulling together some events that are going on in town. So if maybe one of these events didn't look like something you want to try, you want to look for something else, Visit KC has a great calendar as well that you can look through that always lists a bunch of events happening around town. The Pitch has a great calendar online that they use. Facebook events, I look through that, as well as Eventbrite. So just one of the different ways that I go around. There's my screen back. Thank you, Janae. To look through, to try to go through some of the events happening around town. But again, would love to hear back from you guys. If you guys have something great going on that you want to send us, that would be fantastic as well. That is going to do it for today's edition of Bill's Weekend Picks. We'll be back here next Thursday with many more things happening for next weekend. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, a great weekend. Let's do it again next Thursday at 10:30. We'll see you then.